So this month you played more games than I did.
I did.
What the hell?
What? I like games.
I like too.
Oh, we should hang out.
Ooh, like create a YouTube channel or something?
Yeah, I could try it. In this video, we're gonna present some games that we played this year.
True, this year. That is a correct statement. He hasn't been lying to you yet.
And we're gonna categorize them in 3 groups. Yeah. My collection, if we really enjoy the game and want to keep it in our collection.
Friends collection. I mean, you like the game. You want to play the game, just not enough shelf space, or you don't care to spend money on it.
And another collection is games that are not for us. Maybe not necessarily bad, sometimes bad, but something that we won't play. Let's move on to the first game that I brought, right?
Let's go, yeah.
Because I brought more games, so we should start.
Yes, so continue rubbing it in.
Let's start with something small, all right?
Okay, Small World.
Small World. No.
Oh, no, it's not. What?
In this game, you try to guess songs. If you have played Timeline, where you have to place a historic happening or movie in a timeline, say when it happened, then this is very similar.
I love the artwork.
Yeah, artwork is very beautiful.
QR code galore.
All right, Yanis, you will have to guess this one. Then you scan it.
Judging by the QR, it's 1995.
No. Okay. So then you scan, and then it will send you to a Spotify playlist. Based on this song that you did not hear.
It's a good song.
He placed it here, and we're gonna turn it around.
Aha!
Yeah, you are correct. Which means you do not get an extra card.
Yeah,
right?
I got rid of my card.
It's a bit weird. You got rid of my card, but yeah, there you go. It punishes you for not guessing right, but doesn't award you for guessing correctly. Does it make sense?
No.
That's the minus for the game. The rules are a bit complicated. It's not too smooth of an experience, but with all that said, it's super neat and nostalgic.
I also work part-time at a board game store, and in the last 2 months, 2 separate people have asked for this game.
I guess friends for now.
Okay. I can match your small game with my small game. Do you like Pokemon?
Yeah, I love Pokemon.
Well, this is Aethermon. What happens in this game is you're essentially catching Pokemon. Well, not, why did I? You are catching, but Pokemon. You are this group of friends. We're gonna lay out a grid of Pokemon. And then each turn, you're gonna be moving around this grid. And you're trying to catch all the not Pokemon of the same color.
So this is basically Pikachu, only a pig?
Pikachu. So there are some movement rules. You will move on the board. You will collect these. Try to collect as many as you can. And the more the board is, picked out, the less movement abilities you have. There are some artifacts to spice things up that you can get at the beginning of the game, like mechanical bird, boxing gloves, teddy bear. But it's a simple set collection game that I played once with my kids. We quite enjoyed it and never played it again.
Alright.
Probably never will play again.
Okay.
It's not that I don't like it, but I'm not sure I'll play it ever again.
I'm going with Mythic Mischief, which is...
Mythic.
Yeah, what I said.
Mystic.
I said that. Yeah, sorry. It's a 1 versus 1 game. You can play in teams as well. Chess-like, where there's no luck in this game. Basically no luck in the game.
Oh, this company, is it Studio 4?
Yeah.
Guys, those components through the roof.
They are students in a school, right? And this is the library keeper, bookkeeper. You wanna do some mischiefs. You get points if the other player on your turn gets caught, and you lose points if you get caught on your turns. How you can do that is by moving around yourself, by moving other players' pieces around the table, or by moving walls.
What is this crazy place?
Then you can manipulate the board and everything. Dice lets you do these actions. And then you can collect these books and upgrade your powers. Move this here, and now these powers are stronger. And the Tomekeeper will just go from 1 to then 2, then 3, and then the game will end. You win if you get either 10 victory points, or you have the most victory points when the Tomekeeper gets all 3 spots. So it depends on the audience, but it does stay in my collection. I love it.
All right, let's get into some serious hype. Hype realm is the Arcs. It's great. It's great, it's great, it's great. It's whatever they say it is, and even more.
Jans from the future here. I realized that we missed on some key features about the game, so I'll quickly run over the main rules about the game and then get back to the funny Janis. All right. Arcs is a competitive game where each player tries to get the most victory points. The game end is triggered in two ways. Either it's the end of the 5th chapter and we will see which player has the most points, or if one or more players reach certain threshold of points. And you can get victory points by fulfilling ambitions. But the game's tricky part is that not all ambitions are active each round. The player with initiative will control which ambitions will be activated. Each player will have cards with different numbers and colors, and the player with the initiative can play one of them. So let's play this card, and now we have the choice to activate this ambition. Let's see, icons right here, these icons right here, boom! This ambition will be activated, and at the end of the chapter, we will score it. The player with the most of these resources will get the victory points. The player who just played the card also can do actions based on the card they just played. They can move, attack, build something, it's all on the cards. Then other players can play cards. Let's play this card, because if you play the same color but a larger number, you can steal the initiative from the other player, and now most likely you will be the one who can pick an ambition the next turn. And if I have not emphasized this enough, who controls the initiative controls Oryx. Very much a heavy gamer's game that is very aggressive, because no resources that are on your boards are safe.
And there's like managing the hand and just figuring out what to do on the board.
Choices.
It's a really cool gamer's game in space with a unique mechanism.
Let's move on to Cascadia.
Why is it so small? It's shrunk.
Rolling Rivers. Because it's a roll and write game based on the Cascadia original game. And you do similar things. You get animals, you get terrains, and try to get the most victory points by the end of the game. That each turn around one card, then you roll dice. These are dice that both of us can use.
Okay.
And then we have two personal ones, so we roll those as well. And then you can pick one species of an animal and write them down here on your paper. For example, I could pick fish. It's 1, 2, and this is a joker symbol for 3 fish. I could write down 3 fish. Then we can check, all right, this card asks for 3 hawks and 4 salmon. If I have them, I can cross them out, write how many are left, and then write these animals on the map. 4 different kind of sheets. This is the simplest one.
Okay.
And there are more difficult ones. You get animals, then use those animals to create these terrains and place them somewhere. So Cascadia-ish.
I guess, but it seems more complex than the basic game.
Here's my issue with this game. Number 1, it's a lot more complex than Cascadia. The rulebook freaking sucks. I mean, it's really, really bad. First of all, just look at it. If I want to play a Cascadia game, I will play Cascadia. And if I want to play a roll and write game, I play something with more combos, like Double So Clever or Adrian's Wall. Like, it's not a bad game. I think a lot of people will enjoy it. It's very calming. It's alright.
DC deck building game. It's a quick filler game that takes around 30 minutes to play. It's a mean one. You can play a lot of bad guys to mess up everybody else's turns. You have your deck cards. You will play your cards. Purchase these cards. This is the ability you're gonna get, and then these are the victory points at the end of the game. It has really nice artwork, essentially taken from the comic books. It's a very light game, actually. I think you could play this with non-gamers.
Yeah, the only problem, I guess, is text right here. A lot of cards are very unique with different powers, and then you have to know how those work, but those are also very, very simple.
Yeah. The game ends when you defeat all the supervillains. There's a separate file of supervillains that are pretty tough to defeat, but once you do, they become part of your deck, and then you can play them.
Yeah.
Theme is very loosely here. 1, you like DC. Second thing is you never tried deck buildings but want to try, go for this. And the third reason is you like Star Wars deck building game, but sometimes you have more than 2 people over. This could fit that perfectly well.
I go Euro-ish. Skara Brae. It's actually a Kickstarter game.
Is this the song that they sing when they go working? Clean, trade, furnish, cook, hunt, board, gather, 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 craft.
Yep, pretty much so. You draft cards, for example, take a villager here. And then you place them in your village, you get resources for those. And the most interesting part about this Euro game, when you collect resources, you place them in your storage rooms right here. Right? The more inefficient you are with your resources, the more mold there, the more victory points you will lose. I call it mold. It's actually another word which I did not know what I mean, so I call it mold. You don't want to get too many resources. You want to always use them all the time.
Optimize.
And I feel like that's the most unique part in this game. But that's basically what you do. You draft cards, you get resources, move those resources there, and then do actions. And each round you will get more and more and more workers to do different actions. And that's it. It's a Euro game. There's nothing too fancy except there's a lot of resources. There's not a lot of space to place them. You can play it in an hour, even though there's 16, 17 resources. It won't blow your mind, but it's pretty good.
My last one, because I had a slow month. There are two ways you can score points. These objective cards, and you're gonna score points for your path cards. Before we start, you're gonna look at your cards and then pick one of the camps. And then you draw 2 cards. It's a drafting game. You're gonna pick 2 cards, pass the rest to whoever's sitting next to you. And then now you have to place these cards. So the rules for placing are super simple. They have to touch at least 1 card already on the board. So at first it has to be the camp. Cards can be overlaid. You could do this.
Oh, okay, that's cool, yeah.
The roles don't have to match. I want to, at the end, come back to the camp. Otherwise it's not gonna score. But we also have in-game scoring cards. So the first one to create 4 hiking loops will score 6 points. And that's the basic game. Super simple, easy. It plays up to 8 players with this box. It plays great solo. There's not a lot of interaction, but since everyone's playing at the same time, 8 players is not a problem. Once in a while there comes a game where you're like, nah. And then you play it and you're like, whoo-hoo-hoo! This is one of those games.
Last time finished with Boss Battler.
Of course, it wouldn't be Games of the Month without a boss battler.
I think this will be the last one. So this one is Monster Hunter World. You as a team go and research these monsters, try to find where are they hiding and what's happening and how can you defeat them, and then go and fight them. And there's really small paragraphs like these,
okay,
with some story, and you just have to make your choices. Really similar to Oathsworn, just take that 2-hour story into 10 minutes. And then when you get to this part, you will play cards and you will play them in sequence. You can only play 5 cards here. Plus also if you want to defend, you also will need to place your cards here like this to defend from the monster. So you also take up spaces, and these spaces clean up really slowly. This is just my first impressions of the game. So I don't know if it's as replayable as other boss battlers that we have talked about. I feel like it's simpler than the rest of them.
What new games did you get to try during the month? And the most important thing by far is you guys supporting us.
Please just become our YouTube member. It's easy. Just click right there. There's a button.
And eventually we'll do this both full-time, and we'll have so many videos coming out. Such awesome videos coming out.
Help us get there, please.
Yeah, as soon as possible.